Hello guys, this is your friend Naruto Audio Fanfics and we are back with a new fanfic. Which is what if Banished Naruto was adopted by Ayano and fell in love with Suzuka? Part 1. And if you enjoy this fanfic then please press the like button and subscribe to my channel for more fanfic like this. And now let's start the fanfic. Uzumaki Naruto, as of this day you are banished. If you are seen anywhere near the Fire Nation you will be executed. You have until the morning tomorrow to leave, said the Godime Hokage with tears pouring endlessly down her eyes. Naruto just signed. Guess I gotta start packing. Naruto thought. Not like you have anything to pack. Just get some food and leave this ape village, said a giant fox. Yeah, furball, I just want to go say bye to Gigi's grave and the Ichirakus, Naruto said to the fox. The fox nodded and cut of the link in Naruto's mind. Naruto was walked to his apartment and looked at all the smiles the villagers were giving him. Naruto already knew that everyone in the village knew that he was being banished. For what? For bringing back a traitor who was going to a pedophiliac gender-confused snake. Once Naruto got home he got his scroll that hid all his money he had saved throughout his childhood and another scroll that contained large amount of ramen. He put both scrolls inside a smaller scroll and he also put a kettle inside the scroll in case he needed hot water. The fox inside Naruto gave a face palm. Why do I always get the idiot hosts? The fox grumbled. Naruto got the stuff he needed and went to the Ichiraku's where he got to eat 100 bowls of ramen that was on the house. He later went to the Sandame's grave and prayed and said his thank yous and farewells to his surrogate grandfather. Later he went to say bye to Iruka who was crying when he got there and was drunk. The next morning when Naruto was going to the gate he was greeted by raged fan girls who were insulting him and throwing garbage at him for hurting their precious Sasuke-kun. Can't they tell that the Uchiha is gay? Naruto asked himself. You hairless apes are all stupid. Makes no difference if one knows or not. The fox said. Yeah, I get you, Kyuubi. Hey, did you just call me stupid as well? Naruto asked. Yes, I did. Kyuubi said. Naruto then left without saying goodbye to any of his friends, mostly because all his true friends were in the hospital after what the so-called last loyal Uchiha put them through. So kid, where do we go? Kyuubi asked. I thought you said all hairless apes are stupid. Naruto said. Shut up. You are. I'm just saying, do you know any place that could help you not get killed when your former village comes back and tries to kill you? Kyuubi said. Nope. Remember I fell asleep in geology class. Naruto said to Kyuubi. Cube was yelling at him for having a stupid hairless ape as his host. Naruto was holding his head in pain. What are you going to do, huh? They're going to send Hunter Nins after your hairless and we're going to die. Kyuubi ranted. Hey, I may not know where to go but at least I know which direction I want to go in. Naruto said as he looked up at the sky. Which direction is it? Kyuubi asked. East. Naruto said as he watched the rising sun. Towards the birth of the day, huh? I like it. At least it's a start. Kyuubi said, thinking his host was a little bit smart. Yeah, let's go Datbeo. Naruto shouted as he ran towards the east. Unknown that someone was watching him. I arrived in Tokyo after 2 months after my banishment. After 3 weeks of starvation I in the middle of a park. I was being poked by sticks from nearby sticks. After which I was found by a woman who lived nearby. She had dragged me to her house or apartment which was way better than my previous one which made me really jealous. After asking questions Naruto found out the woman's name was Ayano Fujikawa, a mother who has a daughter named Miho. Naruto had told her his history except about the part about being the Kyuubi Jinchuriki. Ayano cried throughout the story and had asked if Naruto would like to be her son and live with them. Naruto was surprised but was going to refuse because he didn't want to be a burden, but the look on Ayano's face said say yes or else. Naruto didn't want to know what the or else was, so they agreed. Ayano wanted Naruto meet his new sister, but Miho was at her cousin's house in a place called Hiroshima and wouldn't be back for a while. Ayano had explained the basics he needed to know in order to live in his new environment. Naruto understood, but it took 2 weeks to understand how to use a phone. Even then, he accidentally blew it up with chakra when someone talked through it. When Miho had come back home, she was introduced to her new older brother, which made her happy. She literally jumped him and didn't let go of him, not even when they had to sleep. Naruto had to go to school much to his disapproval, but Ayano said he had to make friends no matter what and learn so that she doesn't need to keep buying new phones every minute. Since Naruto was 12, he had to go to junior high. When he introduced himself, people made fun of him because of his hair color. But one person walked up to him and wanted to be his friend. His name was Lan Hikari. I know Mega Man, but I was play Mega Man, so yeah. Naruto was happy to have a friend like Lan. Lan had showed him around the school, and after school he showed Naruto around Tokyo and all the places he thought were cool hangouts. Naruto had invited Lan over to his new house, where Ayano had did everything she could to make her adopted son's friend happy. Lan had invited Naruto to his house, and Lan's mother did the same thing as Ayano. Turns out Naruto was Lan's first friend. Lan would always get bullied because of his shy nature. But Naruto and Lan both enjoyed each other's company. Lan was the smart one, so he helped Naruto in his studies. Naruto was the most fit between the two, so he trained Lan and taught him some taijutsu and taught him the basics in using a sword. After a year, Naruto came to Tokyo. Naruto had told Lan about his past, which only made their bond stronger. So strong that they both thought of each other as brothers. Not only did his bond with his family and friend get stronger, so did his bond with Kyuubi. When Kyuubi realized that he was going to be stuck with Naruto for the rest of his life, he started to loosen up and help Naruto whenever he can. Mostly he helps Naruto cheat on tests. Naruto could consider Kyuubi as his friend, which made Kyuubi happy, although he never showed it. Kyuubi had also given him a Kekkei Genkei. Naruto was confused at first and asked why he did that. All he got was, "I didn't want my host to be weak." And, HN. But Naruto knew that Kyuubi gave it to him because he was worried about him and wanted to help him for future problems. Normal POV. 2 years since banishment. It has been 2 since Naruto was banished from Konoha, and his life was way better than he could have imagined. He had told Ayano and Lan about Kyuubi being sealed inside him on the day of his birth. Instead of kicking him out, they hugged and had a small party. Yuka and Megumi, residences of Ayano's public bathhouse and women's dorm, gave Naruto alcohol. Of course Ayano protested, but Naruto drank it. Yuka expected Naruto to get drunk and do some embarrassing things, but much to her dismay Naruto never got drunk and he had Kyuubi to thank. It was rainy day, 1 week before Naruto started high school. Naruto was walking past the high school he was going to go to with grocery bags in his hands. Damn it, Ka-san. Why does she treat me like a slave? And Yuka isn't any better telling me to go buy alcohol for her. Me, an underage teenager buying alcohol. Good thing I used my henge to buy it. Naruto thought as he had a hot dog in his mouth. Until he heard someone running due to his chakra-enhanced ears. Naruto turned his head to his left and saw something that made him drop his hot dog from his mouth. He saw a girl jumping over a pole. Naruto's POV. I was at the high school I'll be entering. When I saw her, she was truly awesome, and I've never seen anyone so beautiful. Normal POV. Oh, Yamato Oni-chan's late. A girl that was holding an umbrella waiting outside in the rain. You're going to catch a cold. Wait for him inside, Ayano said to her daughter. But, he said he would be here before 2 p.m. Maybe his mom didn't let him go to school in Tokyo. Miho said. It's okay, sis said she'd let him go, as long as he stays here with us. He probably stopped somewhere on the way. He's such a flighty child. Isn't that right, Guro-chan? Ayano said to her daughter, then said baby talk with her cat. Sorry I'm late. Akatsuki Yamato has arrived at his destination. The now known as Yamato said as he saluted with a croquet in his mouth. You're late, Yamato-kun. The princess is quite angry, you know. Ayano said, smiling. Wah? Yamato asked before he was tackled by Miho. You're late, Yamato Oni-chan. Mihi said, hugging Yamato. Miho-chan, you've grown. You're starting junior high this year, right? Yamato said to the princess. I'm in my second year. You're so careless, Oni-chan. Miho said. I know. Yamato said sheepishly. You stopped somewhere on the way, didn't you, Oni-chan? Miho asked. Yup. How did you know? Yamato asked. Isn't it obvious? I know everything about you. Miho said excitedly. You Miho sure knows a lot. Ayano said giggling. Shish mom. Miho yells. Well then, Auntie Ayano, please take care of me. Yamato said as he bows. Ayano giggles. No need to be so formal. Ayano said. Yeah, but you're my landlord. Yamato said. Yes, that may be true, but you're still a relative. Your luggage is in your room. Ayano said. Yamao nodded. Thanks, Auntie. Yamato said, but then looked around. Where's your son, Auntie? He didn't want to see me. Yamato asked, a little hurt. Oh, Naruto-kun isn't here, he was at his friend's house for a week. I just called him and told him to buy some food for today's welcome party. Ayano said. Yamato nodded. Come on, Oni-chan. Let me give you a tour to your room. Miho said. This is my new home. The super public bath and women's dorm Asahi Heights bathhouse. Yamato said as he looked at the building. Technically men aren't allowed to live here. But it's not like I don't know you. It'll be nice to have another Manto help around the place. And besides, it would be nice for Naruto-kun to have another friend that isn't a girl. Oh, the others already know about you. Ayano said. Don't worry, Ayano-san, you know I always get things done. The rent is free and you're even paying me to work here for part-time. Obviously I'll work hard cleaning the bathhouse or whatever. Yamato said. Cleaning the bathhouse is really hard, you know. Even Naruto-kun needs extra help. Ayano said, giving air quotes on the last part. Easy, I'm a pretty strong guy, you know. Besides, this could give me a chance to bond with my nephew. Yamato said. Oni-chan, what we're doing before coming here? Miho asked. Oh, I went to the convenience store to buy a snack. There was a long line. Yamato said. Really? You sure you weren't cheating on me? Miho asked. Wah, what are you saying? Yamato flustered. Suspicious, you're rambling. Miho said. I'll go clean the bath now. I'll unpack later. Yamato said as he walked off to the bathhouse. Ayano was giggling at the scene. With Naruto. Naruto finally arrived at the dorm and was going to the kitchen where he was greeted by Ayano, who was drinking tea. I'm home. Naruto said, still having a weird feeling when he said that. Welcome home, Sochi. So did you get the items? Ayano said. Yeah, I got the cake, the rice, potatoes, tomatoes, onions, ice cream, beer and the ramen. Naruto said. Ayano signed when he said ramen. How are you still alive? Eating all that ramen would kill a normal person. Ayano said. Well, it's a good thing I'm not normal. Naruto said, smiling. True. So how was your training trip? Ayano asked. It was good. I'm getting faster, just not at the speed I want to be at. And Lan is getting better at using swords. Naruto said as he put the groceries in their respective places. You're already fast. You're probably the fastest in the world. So why do you want to go faster? Ayano asked. The speed I want to achieve is nothing compared to my old acquaintance. Compared to him, I'm nothing more than a turtle. Naruto said, reminiscing the past with a sad face. Ayano noticed this and put her cup of tea on the table and got up and hugged Naruto. Don't worry, Naru-kun. You no longer have to be hurt by them. Ayano said. Naruto nodded and hugged his mother back. Arigato ka-san. Naruto said, smiling. Ayano smiled. Alright, now go help Yameo-kun with the bathhouse. Ayano said. Yamato is here already. I thought he was coming tomorrow. Naruto said. Signed, Naruto-kun, I told he was coming today. Oh, he's also living beside you, so be nice to him. Ayano said. Naruto nodded. Can I use my Kage Bunshin no Jutsu? Naruto asked, hopeful. Not today. You can use it when no one is watching. Ayano said, and Naruto signed in annoyance and dragged his legs to the bathhouse. When he walked inside the bathhouse, he saw a boy who was on underneath Megumi, head under her butt, with Yuka was standing on the sideline with her cell phone out taking pictures, and saw Miho with steam coming out of her head. And the girl that he saw at his future school. It's her. Naruto thought. With Yamato. After running away from Miho and going to the bathhouse to do his part-time job. Unfortunately, he had underestimated the super bath. This is really tiring. Yamato said, stopping what he was doing and was looking around. But, man, they've got jacuzzis and a sauna. And everything is new. They probably attacked lots of young girls. Yamato thought. Young girls. Maybe this time I can get a girlfriend. It's just depressing that a runt like Takashi got a girlfriend before me. Yamato thought as he remembered his hometown. Ah, you haven't filled the bath yet? Miho shouted, surprising Yamato. Wasn't cleaning easy for you? That's what you said, so do it properly. Miho shouted. Be quiet, I'll be done in a bit. Yamato said. Hurry it up or else. Sheesh, ni does this faster than you, and he started when he was 12. Miho said. Which got Yamato's attention. Ni. Yamato questioned. Oh yeah, there are 2 university students living here, and watch out for them, especially the long-haired the one. Miho said. Why is she dangerous? Yamato panicked. She's very dangerous. Especially for a country boy like you. Miho said, but then 2 girls came in the bathhouse. Like I said already, just ask the boy out and let them pay for everything. Why else do you have those giant? Yuka said in her undergarments. I can't do that. What you do, Saotome-san? Megumi said, blushing while holding her face. Miho screamed. Speak of the devil. Miho thought. The bath isn't filled yet. Yuka said. Really? Megumi said as she couldn't see as her glasses were off. Don't look. Miho said as she covered Yamato's eyes. Arg. Yamato shouted. Is that the boy the landlady was talking about? He has a cute face, Yuka said while watching Yamato try to shake Miho off his back. Don't get any closer, you pervert. Miho shouted. Watch the nail. Watch the nails. Yamato said, but then his hand landed on something soft. When he was finally able to see, he looked where his hand was. His hand was touching Yuka's. That'll be 50,000 yen. 3 inches, Yuka said in a seductive tone while taking her bra off. Yamato yelled. Oni-chan, get out of here. Miho shouted as she pushed Yamato, causing him to fall and slide on the ground, tripping Megumi, causing her to sit on his head. Oni-chan. Miho shouted. Yay, go Megumi, go. Yuka cheered. I fwaffened on Puapif. It wasn't on purpose. Yamato said, but then noticed someone coming inside. It was a girl with blue hair and wearing a school uniform that he didn't recognize. Who's she? Yamato thought. By this time Naruto came in and was shocked to see the high jump girl. It's her. What is she doing here? Naruto thought. The girl just smiled. Please do that sort of thing in your own room. The girl said. Why, you've got it all wrong, arrrrrrr. Yamato yelled. Hey, I go away for a week and you're already causing problems. Naruto said as he joined in getting everyone's attention. Ni. Naruto. Miho. Yuka and Megumi said respectively. Naruto. Yamato thought, then realization came to him. He's my cousin. Yamato thought. Yeah, it's me, TT Ibeo. Megumi-chan, can you please get of Yamato? Ka-san would be displeased if her nephew wouldn't be able to work. Naruto said as Megumi nodded and got off. Naruto then looked at Yamato. Yamato-san, why don't you help Miho-chan clean the corridors? Those haven't been cleaned for 2 weeks now. Naruto said, gaining a nod from Yamato, who scampered away with Miho. Yuka-chan and Megumi-chan, can you wait in your rooms for a while until I fill the bath? I'll call you when it's done. Naruto said, gaining a tch from Yuka and a nod from Megumi. They went back to the change rooms to put their clothes back on. Naruto then turned to the blue-haired girl. I'm sorry about that. If you're going to use the bathhouse, you'll have to wait for a few minutes. Naruto said. The girl nodded and left the room. When everyone was gone and out of view, Naruto sighed as he looked at the bathhouse. Seriously, the kid didn't do anything yet. Naruto said as he put his fingers in a cross and shouted, Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. About 40 clones appeared. All right, boys. 35 of you clean the bathhouse, and the rest check the water and be ready to put the water when everything is done. All he got was silent highs, and the clones went off to their business. Naruto of course helps the clones because he has nothing to do, and if he went, everyone except Ayano would question why he was here and not cleaning the bathhouse. After 15 minutes the bathhouse was cleaned and the water was poured in. Phew, done. Seriously, why would Ka-san want Yamato to help me? I mean, if he did, it would take at least 2 hours with his speed. Naruto signed and went to tell that the bathhouse was ready. But then heard yelling. So he ran to the source, which was from his room. When he was inside, he saw Yamato rolling on the ground and his mother on the ground in the hole in his room. The hole in my room. Sheesh, why did you break the wall, Yamato-kun? Ayano asked and Naruto nodded. It was already broken. Yamato said. I fixed this room. I even replaced the wallpaper. Ayano said. Then why didn't you fix my room? That hole is distracting. Yamato said. This isn't even your room. Ayano said, which got a look of shock from Yamato and a sign of relief for the girl. What the NW hose? Yamato didn't finish. It's mine. Naruto said, getting everyone's attention. But your auntie's son, why would you need a room? Yamato asked. Because I'm still not used to living with people. Naruto said, sadly, getting a sad expression from Ayano and confused looks from Yamato and the girl. But seriously, why are you in here? Didn't you read the name tag that was on the door? Naruto asked. Name tag? Yamato questioned. Every room is a name tag to tell whose room is whose. Seriously, not only do you break into my room, you also destroy the wall. Naruto said. Sorry, Asahina-san and Sochi-kun, it'll be fixed by tomorrow. Ayano said. So her last name is Asahina. Naruto thought. Yes, thank you. Asahina said. Geez, this child's been doing bad things like this since he was little. All of you may be going to the same school, but what a difference. Ayano said. What is? Yamato said, clutching his nose. She's amazing, you know. Unlike you, who barely squeaked through the alternate exam, she was scouted for the track and field team. Ayano said, poking Yamato's nose. Naruto was wide-eyed. Scouted. Whoa, that is awesome. Tabeo. Naruto shouted. Yep, Sochi, she's amazing, isn't she? Ayano asked her son. Naruto was too speechless to talk. Naruto was staring at her in a new light. I thought her looks was amazing, but man. If there was a bingo book for girls, she just increased her rank. Naruto thought. Yes, she's strong, unlike that banshee from before. Now tell everyone to leave and grab her and have your ways with her. Kyuubi said, making Naruto blush. Baka. Why would I do that? Naruto unknowingly yelled out, causing everyone to stare at him. Ayano knew who he was talking to, but Yamato and Asahina didn't and thought he was yelling at them. Oi Gaki, keep your voice down. Kyuubi said. Naruto then realized he shouted and went red with embarrassment. Sorry, just talking to myself. Anyway, you're in track and field, huh? Naruto tried to change the subject and the girl nodded. Yep. With her skills she might represent Japan someday, and when that time come I'll be able to brag about it. She used to live in my apartment. Ayano said. Yes. I'll work hard. Asahina said with a little sadness which caught Naruto's attention. Why did she sound sad? Naruto thought. Compared to them hey, apologize properly. Ayano said, putting force into Yamato's head. Sorry. Yamato said. Now clean this. Ayano wasn't able to finish. I'll clean it up, just leave. Oh, and Asahina-san, the bathhouse is cleaned, you can go now. And can you tell Yuka and Megumi on the way? Naruto said calmly. Asahina nodded. Ayano was dragging Yamato and leaving. Oh, Asahina, feel free to ask for anything from me and Sochi-kun here. And if you want you can use Yamato here as well to cleaning whatnot, okay? Ayano said. When they left, Naruto and Asahina was left alone. It was silent, which was awkward. Naruto went to get cleaning tools to clean the mess. So I didn't really get your name. Naruto said, trying to start a conversation. It's Asahina Suzuka. The now known as Suzuka said. Morning Bellflower. That's beautiful. Naruto said, giving his usual grins, which currently isn't usual anymore since his banishment. Suzuka just stayed calm, but inside she blushed. What's yours? Suzuka asked, trying to continue the conversation. Name's Uzumaki Naruto Datbeo. Naruto shouted, pointing at himself. Spiral fishcake? Suzuka asked, confused and smiling a little. No. It's spiral maelstrom, not fishcake. Naruto yelled. Naruto was finished cleaning his room. Can I go in your room to clean the rest of the things up? Naruto asked. Suzuka nodded and they were in Suzuka's room. Seriously, first day he comes and I already have clean up after him. Naruto said. Well, you should have known that since he is your cousin. Suzuka said. Yeah, but this the first time I heard of him. I only know what he's like from Miho. But now that I think about it, he's completely opposite to what she said. Naruto said, and Suzuka nodded in understanding. So when did you come here? Naruto asked. 6 days ago. Suzuka said. Really? Then that explains why I didn't see you. Sorry I didn't greet you, I was trying to get away from Miho from her Yamato lectures. Naruto said. Suzuka nodded. Alright, done. If you have any problems, please don't hesitate to ask me. Especially since we're neighbors. Naruto said as he used the hole in his room to go to his room. Then Naruto went and looked for a cardboard paper, and when he did, he used it cover the hole in his room. With Suzuka. Suzuka was getting her items she needed for the bathhouse. Her thoughts were going to a certain blonde. His attitude is just like his. Suzuka thought, but then stopped and looked at the hole in the room. That idiot is causing problems on the first day he arrived. Uzumaki doesn't seem to be bothered though. It's oblivious who's mature. Suzuka thought as she got a cardboard paper and covered the hole just like Naruto. Then there was a knock in her door. She was praying it wasn't Yamato. She didn't want to deal with his stupidity, so she waited until the person left, but the knocking still continued. She got irritated, so she opened the door. Stop that. What do you want? Suzuka asked until she noticed that Miho was at the door. Where is Oni-chan? Miho asked. Miho-chan, he left with Ayano-san. Suzuka answered. Really? I heard he broke the wall between yours and Nini's. Don't hate Yamato Oni-chan too much. Miho said. Huh? Suzuka asked. Even today it was Saotome-san's fault that things turned out the way it did in the bath. I also shoved him away and, Miho said nervously. You came up here to tell me that? Suzuka asked. Yes, because you seem to hate Oni-chan so, Miho said. Well, I might because he did break the wall. Suzuka said. Well, he is clumsy but he has his good sides like he's kind and funny and he can make okonomiyaki. Miho said. You're quite devoted to your Oni-chan. Suzuka said. Miho smiled. I guess he just brings out my bossy side. Miho said smiling. Suzuka was about to say something but stopped when they heard Yamato yell. Ah, stop that. Yamato yelled. What's wrong? You still owe me 50,000 yen for touching my. Yuka said. That wasn't on purpose. Yamato yelled. Yuka-san, please stop. Megumi could be heard. But then the door next to Suzuka, which was Naruto's room, opened up and Naruto came out. Stop that. Naruto yelled out as he stomped to the other side of the dorm. You're disturbing everyone. Naruto yelled. What are you going to do, blonde? Yuka said. Unless you want me to give nightmares, I reckon you stop yelling and stop blackmailing. Now go, the bathhouse is opened and cleaned. Naruto said as he came back dragging Yamato with him. And you. Stop acting weak around them. The moment they smell weakness they'll do anything, ruin your life. Naruto said to Yamato, who nodded scared at Naruto's face. Now just go to your room and don't come out until dinner. Naruto said, tossing Yamato to his door. But I have to lock up the bathhouse. Yamato said. I'll do it. Naruto said, slamming his door. Yamato got up and went to his room, head down. There was silence now. Miho looked up at Suzuka nervously, but inside she was raging. I'm trying help him save face around here and he does something stupid again. He should be lucky Ni was there save him. Miho thought. Sorry about that, please don't hate too much. Miho said as she went to her room, which she shared with her mother. Suzuka closed the door. Once she was inside she signed. Maybe a little. Sorry Miho-chan, I just can't bring myself to like that guy. Suzuka said. Because of that stupid Oni-chan I haven't been able to take a bath. Suzuka said as she got her items and went for the bathhouse. With Naruto. Naruto was on his bed talking with Kyuubi. Hey furball, what is there to do now? I did all my chores. I can't go outside and train because there are more people to watch out for. Naruto said. Why don't you look for that blue-haired vixen and have your ways with her? Kyuubi asked. I'm sorry I asked. Naruto said. Well, if you have nothing to do, why don't you think of ways you can use the Kekkei Genkai I gave you? Kyuubi said. I can't think of ways to use for. I mean, I can't use it like a Rasengan unless I want my hand to disappear. Why did you have to give a Kekkei Genkai that can only be used for destruction? Naruto said. Well, I'm the Kyuubi no Yoko, I only know how to destroy. If you want to bring the dead back to life, then you got the wrong Biju. Kyuubi said. Naruto signed but then got up as his door was slammed opened. Afternoon, it's the business trip hostess. 3 inches, Yuka shouted as she had alcohol in her hand. Hey Saotome-san, you shouldn't be doing this. Megumi said panicky. Hey Yuka, you're drunk, go back to your room and sleep. Naruto said as he signed. I'm not drunk. Yuka said. Sure you're not. Naruto deadpanned. Sorry Naruto-kun, I'll take her back. Megumi said. Please do. Naruto said. Yuka then said something that no one understood and pushed Megumi. Megumi landed on top of Naruto. Sorry Naruto-kun, Megumi said, but then had a bottle of alcohol in her mouth. Shut up and drink. Yuka said. Oh crap. Naruto thought knowing alcohol and Megumi does not go together. Sauna room. Rules. Do not bring food or beverages. Using over 12 minutes. Suzuka is in the sauna relaxing with only a towel covering her body. Phew, this is much better. I'm glad that I chose this apartment. With equipments like this it'll be easier to relax after practice. And the fact that it's free no matter how much I use it really helps. Suzuka said. Suzuka was remembering what Ayano and her old schoolmates said. They remembered what her old principal said. Well, I'm surprised, Asahina. You cleared 169 centimeters in the high jump. I heard you were the highest in Kanagawa. The principal is very happy. You are the pride of this school. 169 centimeters after that one jump scouts from many high schools, Suzuka thought. Everyone is expecting me to do well. That's why I have to jump higher. But, Suzuka said as she looked at the sand clock beside her go all the way down. She later then flipped it. With Naruto. Naruto is walking down the corridors to the bathhouse to turn the water supply of and close up. Damn, they are worse than Tsunade when she's drunk. It's a good thing that they don't know what's happening around them when they are drunk, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to use Kawarimi with my fox plushie. Just hope they don't do anything indecent to it. And I wonder why does Megumi always shows her when she's drunk. Naruto thought, finally reaching the bathhouse and going to the water tank for the room. Once he turned it off, he went to the exit to lock up until Kyuubi said something. Kit, there's someone here. Kyuubi said. Huh, are you sure? Naruto asked. Yeah, check for a chakra pulse. Kyuubi said. Naruto did what he was told and checked for a chakra pulse. He found his mother and Miho in the kitchen of their room. Yuka and Megumi in his room. Yamato is his own room. But found a pulse in the bathhouse in the sauna room. That's Asahina-san. Naruto thought as he went to the sauna room only to see an unconscious Suzuka. Asahina. Naruto yelled, banging on the door, but she showed no sign of moving. Why is she in there at this hour? More importantly, how long has she been in there? Naruto though as he tried to open the door, but it was locked in the inside. Why'd you put the lock on the inside? Naruto yelled. Naruto tried to open the door that is until he gave up and jumped back. Sorry Ka-san, but it looks I'm going to have break my promise. Naruto said as he got in a position to start a Rasengan. When a blue orb appeared in his right palm, he ran and slammed the Rasengan at the door, shredding the door to pieces. When he got inside the room, he felt the temperature difference. Damn, it's hot, Naruto said. Naruto went to check her pulse and she was still alive. Hey Asahina, get a hold of yourself. Naruto yelled. Suzuka's room. No need to worry. She's just dehydrated. She drank some water and her temperature coming back down. So she'll be fine. She's just sleeping now. Ayano said. That's good. She really scared me. Naruto said in a sigh of relief. I was scared too. Destroying my door to pieces. What did I say about using chakra inside the house? Ayano said in threatening voice. Sorry, I thought I wasn't going to make it in time. And you know us ninjas we kind of get. Naruto was cut off. Yes I know, but that still doesn't mean you have to destroy my doors with a ball of destruction. The repair for the door is coming out of your allowance. Ayano said and Naruto nodded. Yes, I understand. Naruto said with an aura of depression. You know I like that part of you. Ayano said. Huh. Naruto was confused. The side that only cares about his comrades and friends, and not care about oneself. Your old village should be disappointed that they let someone like you go. Ayano said, smiling. The only thing they saw was a monster. Naruto said sadly. Well, it's their loss now. I have a great son that I can brag about to everyone. Ayano said, smiling. She then headed for the door. Well, I'll go clean up the bath. Take care of her. Bye-bye, Ayano said as she left. Once Ayano left, only Suzuka and Naruto were in the room. It's my fault. I should have gone and locked the bath earlier. Naruto said. Don't worry. Suzuka said, scaring Naruto. Wah, you were awake. Naruto yelled. I woke up because you were being noisy. Besides, why did you break the door? Are you stupid? Suzuka said. Wah. Naruto was taken back. He was feeling his old self coming back. You're the stupid one. Who do you think I destroyed the door for? Going in the sauna for 12 minutes and fainting in there. At least read the rules before you go in there. Naruto shouted. I read them. Suzuka said softly due to dehydration. Then follow them. Besides Naruto yelled but was interrupted by Suzuka. I'm sorry. I know that. Suzuka yelled. Huh. Naruto was surprised by her outbursts. I thought that if I lost weight then I could jump higher. Suzuka yelled. Wah. Naruto was confused. My senpai, my kohai, my teachers, my school, my parents, whenever they see me they always say, work hard, good luck, jump higher. I can't jump 169 centimeters that easily. I was the one that was surprised the most when I made that one jump. I don't remember how I made that jump because I was concentrating so much. Everyone expects me to do more than I can and the bar keeps going higher and higher. I was scared. Suzuka yelled crying. Is it 169 centimeters high? Naruto asked. I doubt it. That Kushina jumped higher than that. I should know, she jumped up to my height once and I'm what, 50 feet, 1,524 centimeters, or something. Kyuubi said. What is that in cm? Naruto asked. Talk to me later, right now you have to calm that vixen down. Kyuubi said, and Naruto remembered she was in front of him. Well, I don't know much about high jumping considering we never did that stuff in K. Naruto caught himself when he was about to say Konoha. He looked at Suzuka and saw the confused look. Ah, well, what I'm trying to say is you were able to do it once, right? Then you can do it again, just practice. Naruto said with a big grin on his face. Wah, you're so careless. Suzuka shouted. So what? Besides that you love high jumping, right? Naruto asked, getting a nod from Suzuka. Well then ignore those old geezers and dumb kohais and senpais. It's not like they know how hard it is. All you have to do is think about yourself and not what others say about you. Like I said before, you did once, you can do it again. Besides, if you love it so much then have fun, don't be grouch or you'll look like this. Naruto said as he made a funny face. Suzuka got angry and threw the wet towel that was on her head. I'm not going to look like that. Suzuka yelled. There you go. That's the look in your eyes I was looking for. Datbeo. Naruto said, grinning, dodging the towel with ease. Well, I'll go help Ka-san now, see ya. Naruto said, getting up just about to leave, but Suzuka stopped him. Hey. Don't tell anyone that I was crying. Okay. Suzuka said while covering half her face with a blanket while blushing. I dunno. After all the yelling you gave me and the towel, Naruto said, teasing her. Hey, promise me. Suzuka yelled. Hi, Naruto said in a teasing manner. Oh, and get that water. Suzuka said, pointing at the water bottle. Alright. Naruto said, getting the water while thinking. I thought she was like Tem, only caring about success and having a stick up her. But, Naruto thought. Change the towel. Suzuka demanded. Don't push it. Naruto yelled. But she's just like me. She has her own problems. I feel like I understand her a little now. Naruto thought. Early in the morning. Yan Asahina-chan, I'm sleepy. Besides, why do I have to come to your morning practice? It's still spring break. Naruto said, yawning and scratching his eyes. You're the one that said I could jump it again, right, Naruto-kun? Then take responsibility and see if I can do it or not. Suzuka said. I said you could do it, but I never said I would take responsibility. Naruto thought as he leaned on the jumping bar, causing it to fall. What are you doing? Suzuka yelled at Naruto. Naruto scrambled and got the bar and set it back on the stand. Oui, monsieur. It's slanted. Pay attention. Suzuka yelled and Naruto put it back to normal. Here, try to jump. Naruto said. Don't kid with me. This is easy for me. Suzuka said as she ran to the pole and jumped. Whoa, that's amazing. Naruto thought, watching her jump over the bar. While going over, Suzuka touched the bar, causing the bar to tremble and finally getting over. Suzuka landed on the cushion that was behind the bar. Hey, you hit. That was really close, you know. Naruto said. No way. I used to this easily. Suzuka said. Well, maybe it's just not your day, right? Naruto said. I never have those days. Suzuka said, depressed. Hey. Oh really? Maybe you're still tired from yesterday. Naruto said nervously while scratching his chin. That's enough, you don't need to keep encouraging me. What should I do? I can't even jump over 164 centimeters. That's nothing compared to 169 centimeters. At this rate I'll never, wah. Suzuka then notices the scale. What? Naruto shouts. Hey, would you align the bar? Suzuka asked. Naruto was confused. At 164 centimeters. See here, 164 centimeters. Naruto said, pointing at the scale. You idiot, that's wrong. You align the top at 164 centimeters. Suzuka yelled. I'm sorry, I still don't how most of these stuff works. Naruto said. You're so careless. What are you going to do now? Because of you I set a new record without even realizing it. Suzuka yelled. 173 centimeters. That day she unofficially tied with impressive all-time female junior high 12th place record. But besides that, at that moment Asahina's cold attitude was gone. Out of all the faces I've seen her make, this one was the most prettiest of all. Naruto thought. That'll be 98,098 yen from Yamato for breaking the wall and 59,953 yen from Naruto for breaking the sauna door. Ayano said, holding up 2 pieces of paper. I paid for. So I've decided to that Yamato will work without par for 2 months and no allowance for Naruto for 1.5 months. Ayano said. If you're asking, look at the department. Both Naruto and Yamato had a depressed aura around them. That's cruel, Ka-san. Miho said. I'll help with the, but Suzuka never got to finish when the wall burst. Wah. Naruto said. Where are we? Yuka asked. Saotome-san, my head hurts. Megumi said. Naruto by this point was red. You idiots, you just busted the wall again. Naruto yelled. What are you talking about, Naruto-kun? Last night was intense. You've got stamina. Handling 2 women like that, Yuka said. What the hell are you talking about? And besides that, how are you going to pay for the wall? Naruto yelled, ready to get a kunai and throw it at them. Hey, you saw Megumi's. You freak. Yuka said. It's not my fault that Megumi shows her when she's drunk. And stop avoiding the question. How are you going to pay for the wall? Naruto yelled. Naruto-kun is careless with women, huh? Suzuka said with a smirk on her face. Ni you hentai. Miho shouted. Lucky, Yamato said with what looked like a perverted smile on his face. Looks like no allowance for 5 months. Ayano sighed. HMPH. Suzuka said. This isn't what it looks like. Naruto yelled. My new journey is going to be troublesome. Naruto thought. My new life here is way better than my previous. Coming to Tokyo, going to a Tokyo high school, making friends that I can trust, gaining a family that cares about me, and having a crush with the most beautiful girl I have ever seen. Yep, my life is way better than before. That's if I didn't have to deal with problems like these every day. Geez, every day you're like this. Suzuka said to Yamato was under Megumi. I swear if I didn't know any better I would say Megumi and Yamato were meant to be together. For some odd reason Megumi's always lands on Yamato's face. Geez, what's the problem now? I say, causing everyone to jump from my presence. Ni. Saotome-san and Matsumoto-san are being perverts again. Miho shouted. What are you talking about? I'm trying to get rich here. Yuka said. I only sighed. Megumi, get off of Yamato. And Yuka, unless you want me to make you go bankrupt again, I suggest you stop blackmailing Yamato. I said, getting a grumble from Yuka. Miho looked happy at that. And Megumi was getting up and Yamato was closing his eyes. Everything was normal until I saw Suzuka stare at me. What do I have something on my face? I asked, confused. Suzuka quickly shook her head. No. It's just, what do you mean bankrupt, Yuka-san? Suzuka asked. I was about to answer when Miho interrupted. Ni is an awesome poker player. He's never lost to anyone unless he wants to. Miho said. Yeah, made me lose all the money I got from Len-kun. Yuka grumbled. Hey, you took the money he was going to spend on a new computer. I said defensively. You gamble? Suzuka asked with a hint of curiosity and a hint of anger. Not exactly. I said nervously. The Gaki is just lucky. He still doesn't know the rules to poker. Yuka said, getting more angry that she always lost to an amateur. Yeah, that. I'm just too lucky. I said. Can you rub some of that luck on me? Yamato said with anime tears coming down his face. I would if I knew how. I said, chuckling. By the way, Ni, what are you doing here so early? Aren't you usually at the forest in the outskirts of the area? Miho asks me. Oh yeah, came back early. Ka-san called me back early saying she needed my help. Now I can see why. I said, chuckling. Pervert. One of the women that was in the bathhouse screamed. Wah. I asked before a wooden bucket hit my head. Get out, pervert. When suddenly a large mob of females started throwing things at me. Hey, you got it all wrong. I'm not even interested at you. I yelled, which only gave me more trouble. What are you saying? Are you saying we're not attractive? One of the women said, and I ran to the exit to get away. Before leaving, I saw Yuka, Megumi and Miho laugh. Yamato was hiding in the control room. And Suzuka just staring like she didn't care. Then I remembered she's the kind of person that hates carelessness and prefers perfection. The complete opposite of me. Even though sometimes I act like I have everything under control, I still act like a goofball and make a lot mistakes, unlike her, who always has a serious look on her face and never seems to smile until that time when she unofficially broke her high jumping record. For a ninja like me, she is my worst enemy because it's hard to guess her thoughts. At dinner, Aunt Ayano's cooking is really awesome. I never dreamed that I would get free food in Tokyo. Yamato yelled. Yamato-kun, eat with your mouth closed. Ayano said. Oni-chan, there's rice on your face. Miho said as she got a napkin and cleaned Yamato's face. Sorry for this. Making the landlady cook dinner for us. Suzuka said. Don't worry, you three are still in high school, so you couldn't cook for yourself, right? Especially Yamato and Naruto-kun. Ayano said. Huh. Both Yamato and I said. Yamato, you would make a huge mess of everything, and Naruto-kun, all you would be eating ramen. Ayano said. That's not true. Yamato and I yell respectively. Everyone looked at me. What? It's true, I would only eat ramen. I've eaten nothing but ramen ever since I was 4 years old. I said. A normal person would be dead with all that sodium in your system. Suzuka said. Well, I'm not normal then. I said. That's true. I've never met an irritating Gaki in all my years. Kyubi said. Shut up, furball. I said, not realizing that I said it out loud. What did you say? Yamato asked. Nothing. Just talking to myself again. I said. Weirdo. Suzuka said. Hey. I yelled. Stop fighting, don't you guys want to eat? Miho asked. Of course I do. I yelled, grabbing everything my plate could hold. Oh, you guys are starting high school the day after tomorrow, right? I almost forgot, we need to celebrate for you two moving in and getting into high school. I'll cook you a table of delicious food. Ayano said. That's really embarrassing. Suzuka said. Don't worry, we did this for Megumi and Saotome before. But I'll be busy tomorrow. I'm sorry to say this, but Naruto and Suzuka, could you two go shopping for me? Ayano asked. You want the two of us to go? Suzuka yelled. I want to go too. Miho yelled. Miho, you can't go, you have school tomorrow. And sorry Suzuka-chan, but I don't trust Yamato going around for a while, and Naruto-kun is the only one that knows the place and he can carry a lot of bags. Ayano said. Sure, I'll go. But what happened to the stuff I bought last week? I asked. Miho-chan ate the cake you bought and everything else was finished. Ayano said. Well, I don't mind as long as Asahina-chan doesn't. I said as I looked at Suzuka. I don't mind. Suzuka said. Next morning in normal POV. Suzuka was in front of Naruto's door repeatedly pushing the buzzer. It was cold and Suzuka was shivering. Geez, what is that guy doing? Hey Naruto, wake up. Suzuka yelled. You know you don't need to yell so much, I'm awake, you know. Naruto said, coming up the stairs, scaring Suzuka in the process. What? Weren't you in your room? Suzuka yelled. No, I went for a morning walk. Anyway, let's go. Naruto said. Are you sure you don't want to change before we go? It is cold. Suzuka said as she noticed that Naruto was in an orange shirt with the kanji fox in the front and wearing black jeans and slippers. Don't worry, I'm not cold. Naruto said, grinning. Don't give me that. Just go inside and change. Suzuka yelled. Sheesh, bossy much. Naruto said, but then shuts up after looking at the glare Suzuka was giving him. So he sighs and gets something that's appropriate. Once he did, they left, not talking to each other, let alone glance at each other. You better guide me properly, I don't know this city very well. Suzuka said as she walked ahead of Naruto. Hi as you wish, mistress. Naruto made a fake bow before dodging a punch from Suzuka. Haha, calm down Asahina-chan. Naruto said, laughing. This area has a relaxing sensation, don't you think? Naruto asked, looking at the old street. Is that so? I don't realize it. Suzuka said. Oh come, don't be like that. This old street gives people a good feeling, right? Naruto said. Really? The street is dirty and is crowded. It makes it hard for me to breathe. Suzuka said in an uninterested tone. Really? Naruto asked. Enough, let's hurry up with the shopping and go home. Suzuka said. Oh yeah, the landlady asked us to buy some day-to-say items. Let's go buy them first since the stores are closers. Suzuka said in happy tone as she got on the escalator in the mall. Hey wait. Seriously, just a minute ago she hated the idea. Now she seems to be enjoying it. Naruto said the last part in a whisper. But then his eyes went wide as he looked up. He saw a little bit of Suzuka's underwear. Oh, nice. Suzuka turned around. What is it? Suzuka asked, confused. Nothing. Naruto said. Lucky. Naruto internally yelled. Weirdo. Suzuka deadpanned. If I told her I saw her panties, she would kill me, if that's even possible. Naruto thought. Don't worry kid, I won't let you die until we ravage her. Kyuubi said. Shut up Arrow Kitsune. Naruto yelled at the fox, blushing madly. Inside 100 yen store, I think the store was in Japanese with no translation. So which one should we choose? Suzuka asked while she held two toilet covers. That one is too small for the toilets in the dorm. And this one is the right size, but I don't like the color scheme. Naruto said, looking at the covers. Okay then, how about this one? Suzuka asked. Doesn't look comfy. Naruto said as he looked through other covers. You seem knowledgeable in this. Most guys would just say buy whatever and not care. Suzuka said. Well, Ka-san made it clear that if I didn't at least think about the dorm and its occupants, then it would mean a whole day locked up in a room with a drunk Yuka and Megumi. Naruto said, shuddering. Most guys would kill to be in that position. Suzuka said, confused at his behavior. Yeah, well, I'm not like most guys. Once you know how terrible they are, you won't want to be anywhere near them. Naruto said. 3 hours later. Seriously Ka-san, most of the stuff we bought isn't going to be used. Naruto complained. Why do you care? She told us to buy it. Enough talking, let's hurry up and go home, this place is suffocating me. Suzuka said. Hey, let me tell you something, this place isn't bad as you may think it is. Naruto said. It's my right to think how I want. Suzuka said. Then let me take you out to lunch. I know a place that serves really delicious food. Once you eat it, your opinion will change. Naruto said. Suzuka looked at him and sighed. What do you mean ease in the hospital? Naruto shouted. Sorry Naruto-kun, it seems accidentally burned his hand when turned on the stove today, the waitress of the restaurant said. But it's still open, right? Naruto asked. Sorry, unless the chef comes back the store is closed. The waitress said. Naruto slumped down. I'm going now. Suzuka said. Wait. There's another store that will change your mind. Please, just one more store. Naruto begged. Suzuka looked at his fox-like face and couldn't help but say yes. Fine, lead the way. Suzuka said. Yes. Thanks Asahina, you won't regret this. TTE Bayo. Naruto said. What do you mean you're closed for the week? Naruto yelled. Sorry Naruto-kun, but after you came here to eat you finished all out stocks. It will take at least a week to get all the materials. The daughter of the restaurant said. Naruto was crushed. He wanted to show Suzuka that Tokyo was a great city, but all his attempts are going down the toilet. I'm going. Suzuka said. Wait, there's another, but Naruto was interrupted by Suzuka. No, I hate this place, especially this street. Suzuka said, running. Naruto ran after her, now running beside her. Hey, stop running. I swear the next place is great and they won't be closed, I swear. Naruto said. Geez, don't follow me. Suzuka said that she suddenly jumped over a sign. Naruto, not noticing the sign, tripped and dropped everything. Why is there a stupid sign there? Naruto inwardly yelled. Suzuka stopped and looked back at Naruto and helped him pick up all the fallen items. Geez, you're stubborn. We went to all the places you said all the restaurants were closed. If the restaurants were good, then why were they all closed? Suzuka said. Most of them closed because they didn't want me to finish all their food. And some faked their injuries. Naruto thought. There's one place. Come with me. Naruto said, running forwards. Wait, where are you going, Naruto? Enough, let's just go home. Suzuka said. Come on. This place is great. Naruto said, and Suzuka followed him. Suzuka followed him until he stopped in front of what looked like an ice cream shop. The ice cream shop was on top of a hill. Naruto was standing there for a while until he got 2 popsicles. Naruto turned to Suzuka and motioned her to follow him to the edge of the hill. There he dropped the groceries on the bench and gave Suzuka a popsicle. Here. This is one of the most popular flavors they have. Naruto said. It's the middle of fall. Who eats ice cream right now? Suzuka asked. Everyone here does. This shop is one of the best ice cream shops there is. And it doesn't matter what time of year it is, people will come here no matter what. Naruto said, still trying to give the popsicle to her. Suzuka finally gave in and took it. What flavor is it? Suzuka asked, opening the wrapper. Sea salt flavor. It's not bad as it sounds. Naruto said with the popsicle in his mouth. Suzuka nodded and licked it. It's good. Suzuka said. See. And not only that, what's better than eating ice cream than eating while looking at the view? Naruto said, looking over the hill. Suzuka looked at the direction he was looking at and saw the whole city. Wow. Suzuka said, lost in the view. Yep. Though it's much better if it's at night time. The dark sky and lights from the buildings illuminating the city. Naruto said. As Suzuka imagined what it was like at night time. You know, you're the first girl I brought here. Well, actually, you're the only person that knows this place other than Lan. But Lan's dude. Naruto said as he looked at Suzuka and saw a little blush on her face at what he said. Surely you brought Miho-chan or landlady here? Suzuka said, trying to hide her blush. Nope. Miho-chan usually goes to the shrine on the way to the home. And Ka-san always goes to a bakery. Naruto said, finishing his popsicle and looking at the stick. Damn it. I lost again. Naruto yelled. Huh? Suzuka asked. Oh, you don't know. These popsicles have a competition. If you get the winning stick, you get a month's worth of free sea salt popsicles. And every time I try to win one of these, I always lose. Naruto said, throwing the stick in the small garbage bin beside the bench. Suzuka nodded. So are you seeing the city in a new light now? Naruto asked, smiling. I didn't want anything to change. Suzuka said, getting Naruto's attention. I wanted to go to school with my usual friends and just like before enjoy track and field in my usual way. But ever since the scouts came, everyone wanted me to go to the famous school. But to tell you the truth, I never wanted to come here. It's dirty and uncomfortable to live in, and I have two weirdos for neighbors. Suzuka said. Naruto faced the direction of the city. Remembering what his life was like in Konoha with the people he thought were his friends. The Ichiraku's smile and friendly nature, Konohamaru and his gang annoying him to teach them a new jutsu, annoying Tsunade about how old she is, calling Ino ugly and a banshee screamer, annoying Sakura for dates, making Hinata faint, playing pranks on the village and running away from the Anbus and Iruka. But then remembered that everything was ruined because of Orochimaru and Sasuke. He remembered he lost a family member because of Orochimaru and wanted to kill him. He also wanted to kill Sasuke, but then he would put more trouble on himself and Ayano if he did. Sometimes no matter how hard wish for everything to be same, it will never come true. Naruto said. Suzuka faced him and saw his eyes that he wasn't here anymore. It was like he was somewhere else. She also saw sadness in his eyes as well as anger. She thought she had angered and made him feel sad, so she came up with something to say. Well, it's funny because one of my weird neighbors, I got a new high jump record, and found a great place like this. Suzuka said, breaking Naruto out of trance. Oh really? Then you better thank him. Naruto said, smiling. Now I feel that I may be able to love. Suzuka said, facing him as the wind blew. What? Love? This city a bit. Suzuka said, finishing her sentence. Oh, yeah right. Naruto said, awkwardly trying to get his composure back. Thanks for showing me this place. But I think we should go back now. Landlady may get angry. Suzuka said. You're welcome. And yeah, let's go back. Naruto said, getting the groceries. Maybe there won't be any dramatic change. But I'm starting to feel something change in my heart. My life is about to change. Even if it's a bit. Along with Asahina's smile. Naruto thought as he looked at Suzuka's smiling face. Back at the dorm. Alright, the preparations are done. Alright, congratulations on getting into high school. And welcome Suzuka and Yamato to be our new tenants. Ayano said as she placed the cake on the table. Thanks auntie. Yamato said. Arigato ka-san, this really great. Naruto said. This is embarrassing. Suzuka said. Next is to cut the cake. This should be the first task for the couple. Yuka said. What are you saying? Naruto yelled. And why are you two here? It's really crowded. Miho yelled. The more the merrier. Yuka said. We hardly ever get such an opportunity. We want to celebrate. Megumi said. Saotome just came here to eat Ka-san's cooking. And try to get Oni-chan drunk. She even brought beer. Miho yelled. Hey, what are you talking about? If I want anyone drunk, I want Naruto to get drunk. Yuka yelled. Don't worry Miho, you know I cook a lot. Ayano said. But, Miho started. Ah, who cares, let eat. Yuka said. Hey, I want Oni-chan to taste it first. Miho said. Haha, this party sure is lively, don't you think? They even forgot about us. Naruto said, chuckling at Miho shoving food down Yamato's mouth. To have a party like this being lively isn't such a bad idea. Suzuka said smiling. Yeah, you don't get an atmosphere like this every day. Naruto said, remembering Iruka's invitation to the ramen shop when he became genin. It'd be rude to say that to the landlady. Suzuka said, winking. Oh, you two seem to be in a good mood, Yuka said, coming from behind Naruto. You stink of alcohol, Naruto yelled. Suzuka, you better be careful. This guy is really perverted. Hick. You'll never know what he's going to next. Yuka said in a slurry way. What are you talking about? Naruto yelled. Yeah, I will. Suzuka said, smiling. Maybe he already did something to you, Yuka said. Don't say strange things. Naruto said, eating while closing his eyes, imagining she doesn't exist. Is that so? Today I accidentally saw you at the stairs looking at Suzuka's, Yuka said in a whisper. Naruto went wide eyes and spit out food. Haha, she got you good gaki. Kyuubi was rolling in his cage. Shut up, Naruto said to his tenant. What do you want? Naruto said. I want all the money you won from me during that gamble last time. Yuka said. Idiot, that's way too much. Naruto yelled. Oh really? Suzuka, I got something to show you. Yuka said, showing her cell phone. Damn, I wish I could destroy that phone, but then Ka-san would be pissed. Besides that, how did she catch me? I'm a ninja, Naruto thought. Ah, now I remember. Megumi suddenly said. Yes. Naruto said. You looked under Suzuka's skirt today, didn't you? That's a crime, Naruto-kun. Megumi said, blurting everything out. I want to kill Ero Sennin for making me into a pervert. Naruto said, banging his head on the table. You are the worst. Suzuka yelled. I didn't mean to. I was just facing straight and it just happened. Naruto said, explaining himself. Really, did you make a victory sign afterwards? Yuka said. You pervert. Suzuka yelled. Ni hentai. Miho shouted. Aguro-chan, that's mine. Yamato yelled. Yep, my life is making a dramatic change. Ever since I came here. I feel like this is only the beginning. Elemental nations. Did you find him yet? A voice said. No, not yet. All we know is that he went to the east. Said another voice. Okay, that is all. Said the first voice. Bye, Oni-chan. I'm off to school now. Miho said as she goes to her junior high. See ya, take care. Yamato said. Let's go to school together starting tomorrow. Miho waved. Sure. Yamato replies as he watches Miho go. Once Miho is out of view, Yamato starts thinking. Starting tomorrow, I'll be in high school. Studying in a new environment. I hope Naruto-san helps me. Though now that I think about it, he's been helping ever since I came here. I have repay somehow. Yamato says as he leaves the balcony and goes inside for breakfast. Ah, I'm so full. Yamato yelled. Geez, the weather outside is good. You should go outside and exercise a bit, Yamato-kun. You should learn from Suzuka-chan and Naruto-kun, Ayano said to Yamato, who was playing with Goro. Yamato stopped playing with Goro. Where are they anyways? Yamato asked. Suzuka-chan went to train long time ago and Naruto-kun went to Lan-kun's house to play a game. If you have nothing to do, you should join a club too. Ayano said, knowing that game actually meant training. I got to go clean the bath. Yamato said, leaving the room. Geez. Man, Aunt Ayano talks way too much now. She really is my mom's sister. Yamato said as he walked up to his room. When Yamato opened his door, he saw a boy with blonde hair in his room reading his magazines and eating his potato chips. Yo. Long time no see. I'm here to bother you. Said the blonde boy. Who are you? Yamato asked. Hey, don't tell me you already forgot. I'm Yasunobu, remember? The now known as Yasunobu said. Yasunobu, Hattori, what are you doing in my room? Yamato yelled. Hey, you didn't even lock the door. So careless. Yasunobu said. How can you come in even if the door wasn't locked? That's the same as theft. Yamato yelled. Why are you being so mean? We're good friends. Yasunobu said. Who's your good friend? Yamato said as he started to remember how he had met Yasunobu. This bastard tricked me and made all the women in the bathhouse call me a pervert, and I ended up getting scolded for a lie he told. How come you don't have any H magazine? Yasunobu asked. Why would I have those? Yamato yelled. So you're still the same. Still haven't got a girlfriend, hey? Yasunobu said. That's none of your business. Yamato said. Never mind that, since we'll be going to the same school, let's be friends again. Yasunobu said. I met Miho-chan on the way here. She told me a lot of things about you. I really hope we get to be in the same class. Yasunobu said. What? You're after Miho-chan too? You sick pervert. Yamato yelled. Please, I'm not interested in small children. Women are those with female hormones all over their body. Like your Aunt Ayano, isn't she? Yasunobu said. For Yamato, that was the last straw. He dragged Yasunobu and kicked him out of his room. I'm not interested in your sick hobby, now get out. Yamato yelled. I don't want to go yet. Yasunobu yelled, but once Yasunobu went out, he saw a door that had the name tag Suzuka Asahina on it. Hey, is this Suzuka girl a beauty? Yasunobu asked. Tell me I'm interested in this name. Yasunobu said, smiling like a goofball. Damn it, I can't tell her that she's the same year as us and she goes to our school. Naruto would kill me. Especially if I told him a pervert like this idiot here is interested in Suzuka. Yamato said. Here, let me show you something good for once, therefore you have to introduce me to this Suzuka girl. Yasunobu said as he pulled out his cell phone and showed a picture of a girl on it. Who's she? Yamato asked. This is my current girlfriend. Yasunobu said. How many girls are you actually dating? Yasunobu asked. Well, I can't do anything about. Men like to have lovers. My dream is one man with many wives. Yasunobu said. Now I know I can't tell him about Asahina-san. Naruto would definitely kill me, and I wouldn't hear the end of it from Miho for destroying her plan to get her Nini a girlfriend. That's it, this is how I can repay Naruto for helping me. I'll protect Asahina from a pervert like him. Yamato thought. She's a 50-year-old lady. Yamato started. Really? Yasunobu asked. Yep, she's also fat and ugly. Not to mention rude as well. She's the worst. Yamato said. Well, sorry about that. Being a fat ugly old lady who is rude. Suzuka said, coming from behind. Asahina-san. Yamato yelled. Oh, that's her. Yasunobu said. Look, Asahina, I'm do this for you, Yamato said. Oh, really now? By calling me ugly and fat is your way of helping me? Suzuka said. You do, he is actually trying to help, right, Asahina-chan? Said Naruto, coming from behind with someone else in tow. Everyone face him. Yamato looked like he was saved. Suzuka was confused and angry. And Yasunobu was sweating and looked like he had just seen a ghost. What do you mean? Suzuka asked. Well, Yasunobu-san here is actually a big pervert. Once he sets his eyes on a girl, he doesn't back down until the girl says yes to going out with him. Yamato was probably trying to get his attention away from you so he would leave you alone. Isn't that right, Yamato-kun? Naruto said. Yes, that's it. Yamato said, throwing his hands in the air. He saved me again. Yamato yelled inside his mind. I can take care of myself. And besides, he's nothing more than a pervert. How is he threat to me? Suzuka asked. He's a pervert with 4 girlfriends currently. The boy behind Naruto said. Who are you? Yamato asked. Oh, sorry, my name is Lan Hikari. Naruto's friend. Lan said. He has 4 girl, but Suzuka was never able to finish when Yasunobu yelled. What are you doing here? Yasunobu said, pointing at Naruto. Getting confused looks from everyone present. What do you mean? I live here. Naruto said. No you don't, I don't see your name anywhere. Yasunobu said. My name is right here. Naruto said, pointing at his door. That says Naruto Uzumaki. Your name is Naruto Fujikawa. Yasunobu stated. Oh, that I use Fujikawa in formal documents and school. When I'm outside I use Uzumaki. Naruto said, smiling. What's wrong with Yasunobu? You look like you just saw a monster or something. Yamato asked. Of course I'm seeing a monster. Do you know who he is? He's the pranking king from the 9 hell. Yasunobu said. Pranking king? Yamato asked. Yes, he's a master prankster. He even painted the whole Seika Junior High in broad daylight and no one knew how. Yasunobu said. Now let's save the questions for another time. Naruto here needs to study and that would be impossible if he were answer questions the whole day. Lan said. Seriously, do I really need to? I mean, can't I spend the last day of spring break how I want to? Naruto whined. No, unless you want to get good grades, I suggest we start now. Lan said. Damn. Oh well, I'll see you guys at dinner. Naruto said as he and Lan went inside Naruto's room. That only left Suzuka, Yamato and Yasunobu. Suzuka turned towards Yamato. You're the worst. Suzuka yelled as she slammed her door. How does Naruto-san like her? Yamato said and then turned towards Yasunobu. I blame you. He yelled at Yasunobu and went inside his room. As Yasunobu left, at dinner, in the dining room of Ayano's room, Miho, Suzuka and Yamato were eating. Asahina-san, can you pass the bean sauce? Asahina-san, hey Asahina-san, the sauce, Yamato said when Suzuka slammed the sauce in front of him. Thanks. Yamato said. Are you two fighting? Miho asked. Anyway, I'm just an ugly fat rude old lady. Suzuka said. I didn't mean it. Didn't you hear Naruto said I was? Yamato started but was interrupted by Ayano entering the room. Hey Yamato-kun, Yasunobu Hattori came by today, didn't he? Ayano asked. You met him, Aunt Ayano? Yamato asked. Yep, he came by to say hi. That kid is still the same mannered boy. I like him a lot. Ayano said, pouring tea in Suzuka's cup. He's nothing but a pervert. Even Naruto agrees. Yamato said. But Yasunobu senpai was in the same middle school as me. He's really popular and even has a fan club after him. Miho said. Oh, so the exact opposite of Yamato. Suzuka said. What do you know? Yamato yelled. I have a pretty good idea. Suzuka said. But I'm really worried that Yasunobu senpai will affect Oni-chan in a bad way. If Oni-chan wants to be like him, he will be popular as well. Miho said worriedly. You're too overprotective of Yamato, Miho-chan. Suzuka said. Overprotective? Miho asked. Don't teach her strange words. Besides, I would never be like that pervert. Yamato yelled. Though. Suzuka started. Huh? Yamato asked, thinking she was going to insult him. I am curious what Yasunobu-san said when he called Naruto-kun pranking king from the 9 hells. Suzuka said, getting wide eyes from both Ayano and Miho. Yeah, now that you mention it, Naruto-san seems too mature to be a prankster. Yamato added, then he looked at Ayano who looked like she knew something. Aunt Ayano, do you know something? Yamato asked. Ayano sighed. Yes. 2 years ago when I adopted Naruto-kun, I had him go to the middle school Miho-chan goes now. Back then Naruto didn't understand anything. And on his first day Naruto had pranked the whole school by painting the school all in orange. No one knew how he did it and no one had seen him do it. It was a broad daylight as well. Ever since then Naruto would prank people. He still does it now, only he does it to people that irritate him or people like perverts and thugs. Yasunobu-san must not like him because one day he had glued everyone's seat except his and Lan-kun's. Ayano said, getting wide eyes from Suzuka and Yamato. Yep, Nini pranked the bully at my elementary school as well. Now she never bullies anyone. Miho said. Really? Ha ha ha, wow, that's awesome. Yamato yelled. Yes, though I wish he would spend more time studying than planning his prank. I can already tell he's going to do another prank tomorrow, so watch out. Naruto really is a genius, but I guess he has hard time letting go of the past. Ayano said, which made Suzuka go a little sad as if she was remembering something. Yanini has the most creative pranks ever. My favorite one was when he put the chalkboard eraser on the door. Miho said. Isn't that a common prank? Yamato asked. Yeah, but when Nini did it, he made it as a distraction so the teacher wouldn't see the other pranks in front of him/her. Nagima prank, Miho said. Just then Naruto came through. But what started his pranks in the first place? Yamato asked. Well, he told it was to get attention at first, but then he just did to irritate his old sensei and just to have fun. Ayano said sadly at the beginning, then smiling at the end, which didn't go unnoticed by Suzuka. Why did he want attention? Suzuka thought. Sorry I'm late, Lan wouldn't let me go until I finished everything. Naruto said, scratching his back. He looked around and saw that Yamato was looking at him. What is Yamato-kun? Do I have something on my face? Naruto asked. Yamato shook his head. Where is Lan-kun? Ayano asked. Oh, he left. He went home fast so he could play with Mega Man. Naruto said. Huh, Mega Man? Yamato asked. Yep, it's a computer program he made with the help of his dad. He calls it an AI or something, still confuses me, but it's really cool. Mega Man can talk back and do other stuff that Lan programmed him to do. Anyway, what were you guys talking about? Naruto said. Oh, about Yasunobu. Yamato said. Oh, that guy, watch out for him, he's a pervert. Like Lan said before, he's dating 4 girls at the same time. Oh yeah, by the way Yamato, since you don't know the area that well, why don't you come with me and Lan? We were going to walk around anyway. Naruto said. Sure, there are some places that changed last time I came here. Yamato said. Naruto then turned to Suzuka. If you want, you can come to, Naruto said. No thank you. I don't want the same thing to happen like last time. Suzuka said. Oh come on. What happened last time was a mistake. Okay, some of the chefs were lying about their injuries because they didn't want me to finish their stocks. Naruto said. Still, I'll be going now. Thanks for the meal, landlady. Suzuka said. No problem, Suzuka-chan. Ayano said. Naruto, Lan, Yamato and Yasunobu were walking down the street. So tell me again why Yasunobu is walking with us. Yamato said. You tell me, he was in your room. Naruto said as he looked at Yasunobu was rating girls from a scale from 1 to 100. He's just like Erosenin. Naruto thought. Maybe that perverted hermit had a son that nobody knew. Kyuubi said. Maybe. Naruto replied. Hey, isn't that Asahina-san? Yasunobu said, breaking Naruto out of his thoughts. Where? Naruto thought, looking for Suzuka. When he found her, he saw that she was eyeing something. What's she doing out so late? Lan asked. Yeah, especially since she said she didn't want to come out when Naruto offered. Yamato added. Suzuka looked up and saw Naruto, Yamato, Lan and Yasunobu. Hey Asahina-san, what are you doing so late? Yamato asked. Yeah, thought you said you didn't want to come out. Naruto said. Naruto-kun, I just received a call that my microwave oven that I ordered has arrived. Because the store was open, they told me to come and pick it up. Suzuka said. Well, that looks heavy. Why didn't you tell them to deliver it? Yamato said. I don't want to. The delivery cost extra, I'd rather do it myself. Suzuka yelled. Stingy. Yamato said. Suzuka was about to call him careless when she felt lighter. She turned and saw that Naruto was carrying the microwave oven. Hey. Suzuka yelled. Well, you should have called me, I would have helped you carry this. Naruto said. I didn't want to bother you. Suzuka said in a whisper which no one heard except Naruto and Lan. Seriously, Asahina-chan, you don't need to do everything by yourself. I'm your friend and friends help each other out. Naruto said, flashing his usual grin. For some reason Suzuka felt hurt, but she didn't know why. Come on Suzuka, I'll walk you home while carrying this. Naruto said. You don't have to. Don't you have to show them Yamato and the others around? Suzuka asked. Nah, Lan can do it. He's been here longer than me. He's the city like the back of his hand. Right, Lan? Naruto said. Sure Naruto, I'll see ya tomorrow at school. Don't be late. Lan said. No worries. When have I ever been late to anything? Naruto said. Everything. One time you were 3 hours late and gave a stupid excuse like a black cat crossed your path and you had to take the long way. Lan said. No, if I remember correctly I said I was lost in the road to life. Naruto said. You said both. Lan yelled. Suzuka giggled at the two friends. Anyway, let's go, Asahina-chan. Naruto said as he grabbed her hand with his free hand and started to walk. Getting a blush from her which Naruto didn't notice. While walking, Naruto realized that Suzuka let go of his hand and was walking ahead of him. It was awkward, so Naruto started a conversation. So you're still angry at Yamato? Naruto said. He said I was an ugly, fat and rude old lady. Why wouldn't I? Suzuka said angrily. Naruto chuckled. What's so funny? You think I'm fat, ugly and rude old lady? Suzuka yelled at Naruto. No, it's just that you're cute when you get angry. Naruto said, making Suzuka blush. What are you talking about, Baka? Suzuka yelled, blushing. Naruto chuckled even more. Don't listen to him. You're cool, especially when you high jump. Naruto said. Cool? Me? Suzuka asked. Of course, who else do I know high jumps? Naruto said. Thanks. This is the first time someone has ever told me this. Suzuka said. Really? Well, they are stupid then. Naruto said. But you could be saying that because you've never seen a high jumper before. Suzuka said. Trust me when I say you're cool. I've seen a lot of things, but seeing you high jump is really cool. Naruto said. Really? Because you're always casual. Suzuka said as she winked at Naruto. As they continued to walk, the conversation that Suzuka had with Ayano came to mind. Nay, Naruto-kun. Suzuka started getting Naruto's attention. Nani? Naruto asked. Landlady told us that you do pranks. Why? Suzuka asked. Why else would people do pranks? To make fun of someone. Naruto said. Yes, landlady said that you do pranks to get attention, and Miho-chan said you pranked a bully so that she wouldn't bully Miho-chan. So why? Suzuka asked. Naruto sighed. I guess I can tell you. But don't tell anyone. Okay. Naruto said, getting a nod from her. Naruto stopped and sat down on the sidewalk. I was an orphan. Naruto said. Suzuka was shocked. When did they die? Suzuka asked. When I was born. Naruto said, shocking Suzuka even more. I'm sorry. Suzuka said. Nah, don't worry. I never even knew them, so I can't really complain. Naruto said, waving his hand back and forth. Suzuka was sad. Anyway, where I came from no one liked me. I was kicked out of the orphanage when I was 4 years old. Naruto said, shocking Suzuka even more. An old man took pity in me and gave me an apartment. I realized that people did everything they could to ignore me. It felt like I didn't exist. When I found a whoopee cushion and placed it on one of my teacher's seat, and when he fell for it, he found out it was me, he scolded me. It was the first time I felt like I existed, and I started doing more pranks. It started out small, then it escalated to big pranks to the point where the police came after me. Naruto said, switching Anbu with police. So it was all to get attention? Suzuka asked. Yeah, I didn't really have friends until I was 12. Or at least I thought I did. Naruto said, remembering his past. I'm sorry. Suzuka said. Like I said, don't worry. I never knew who my parents were until last year. Either way, I'm glad Ayano-san adopted me. Because of her I have mother that cares about me and little sister I can spoil and protect. Naruto said. Naruto faced Suzuka and knew that she was going to say something, but Naruto decided to stop her. Anyway, let's go. Ka-san will get worried if we don't come home soon. And besides, I want to be there when you plug this baby in. Naruto said, pointing at the microwave oven. Suzuka nodded. Walked behind Naruto. He had a worse past than me. And yet he can still smile. Suzuka thought. Unknown to them, Lan was behind the corner. Hey, looks, he found a special person. Now I don't have to worry that he'll be alone. Lan thought as he looked at Naruto and Suzuka talking to each other about Naruto's previous pranks, making Suzuka giggle and smile. Then he turned and saw Megumi and Yuka bugging Yamato and Yasunobu. I'm just glad he chose someone like Asahina-san and not those two. Lan thought, chuckling at the girl's antics. Konoha. It was a miserable day for Tsunade like always. She had to face every leader's worst nightmares, paperwork. Tsunade hated doing paperwork, but it was the only thing that took her mind off of him, her godson Naruto. With the mention of Naruto, she started to remember the events that happened after his banishment. First event that occurred was Wave Country. Once they had found out about their hero's banishment, they didn't want anything to do with Konoha. So Konoha lost their contract with Wave. Next was Snow Country. They completely stopped trading new technology with Konoha after they found about Naruto. Konoha at that time was in trouble. They had to do more missions, mostly S ranks. Some Junins were pulled back to Anbu even if they didn't want to. Konoha was going downhill until they made a treaty with Kiri. But Konoha helped Kiri more than Kiri helped Konoha. Later Iwa decided to make a treaty with Konoha. Again Konoha helped Iwa more than Iwa helped Konoha. But 1.5 years after Naruto left, Iwa and Kiri started to pay back, bringing Konoha back to its former glory. But Konoha today was nothing but a shadow of its former self. It felt like once Naruto left, he took Konoha's will with him. Sai, where are Naruto? Tsunade asked as she looked out the window. As she looked out the window to the village, she then remembered when she was forced to reveal the secret of the Kyuubi to whole village. After that, everyone except a few was happy that Naruto was banished. Sakura and Ino were demanding why she did kill him for hurting their Sasuke-kun, but after a beating from Tsunade they kept quiet. But after they realized just how much Naruto meant for the survival of Konoha, they decided to look for him. Shikamaru, Neji, Choji, and Lee understood Naruto's pain from the beginning and wanted to look for him. Kiba at first wanted to know why he wasn't killed, but after a beating from Neji, Shikamaru, Lee and Choji, he started to look for him. Hinata kept quiet and followed her father and ignored Naruto's disappearance, but on missions she looked for him desperately. Once Sasuke was out of the hospital and was told of Naruto's tenant, he demanded they find him and give him the Kyuubi, which he got beat up by Tsunade and was sent to the hospital. After a year later, Naruto's banishment, Tsunade told Konoha 12 and their sensei about Naruto's heritage. To say they were shocked that Naruto was the son of the 4th Hokage. Kakashi, who went wide-eyed and fainted, kept repeating sorry and asking for forgiveness from his sensei and Naruto. Now they doubled their work in finding Naruto, but they couldn't find him. What was supposed to be a secret between the Godime and the Rookie 11 and their senseis spread out through the whole village. Now the villagers were asking for forgiveness from Naruto, but there were some villager that thought it was a lie and they were sent to Ibiki. Damn Gaki. The academy said he was the dead last, yet he disappeared from the face of the earth. Not even Jiraiya's network could find him. Tsunade yelled. Yo Su-heim. Guess what? Jiraiya shouted as he came through the window. Can't you use the door like a normal person? Tsunade shouted as she threw a chair at his direction, which he dodged. Hey, I have news about the Gaki, and you were trying to kill me before I could tell it. Jiraiya yelled. Really? Where is he? Tsunade said happy. Not really sure. Jiraiya said. But you said you knew his location. Tsunade yelled, ready to throw a chakra-enhanced pen at his manhood. Yes, I know, but I'm not sure if this place exists or not. Jiraiya said. Huh. Tsunade said. He's in a village called Japan. In a sector called Tokyo. Jiraiya said. What? Are you lying? 'Cause I swear I will castrate you. Japan doesn't exist. I've never heard of this place. Are you sure your information is correct? Is that what your informant said? Tsunade yelled. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's where he is. And I think that's why we couldn't find him for 2 years now. And my informant didn't actually say Japan, Tokyo, he just said he was going east. I got a map of the whole world and turns out that there is much bigger world outside the elemental nations. Jiraiya said as he got the world's map out and showed it to Tsunade. Tsunade was wide-eyed. Incredible. How could we not have noticed this before? Tsunade thought in amazement. Suheim don't even think about trying to take over those country. They are apparently more advanced than us and they don't need ninjas to protect themselves. Jiraiya said. I wasn't thinking that. Anyway, we need to think of ways to get Naruto back. Tsunade yelled. Already thought of it. From here it takes about a month to get to Tokyo. And the Gaki is hard-headed like Kushina, so he won't come quietly, so I think we should send all of his friends to get him. They will be able to convince him to come home. Jiraiya said. Tsunade nodded and yelled out for Shizune to call for the rookie 11 plus Sai and their senseis. Once they came and waited for 4 hours for Kakashi. He increased his hour after Naruto left. Alright everyone, we have new information on Naruto's whereabouts. Tsunade said with a smile, getting everyone's attention. Where is he? Hinata, Shikamaru, Kaiba, Tenten, Lee, Neji and Kakashi shouted. He is in a place called Japan, Tokyo. I will be sending all of you to go and convince him to come home. Tsunade said. What if he doesn't want to come back? Shikamaru asked. Well, of course he'll come back. Where else would he be able live in? Sakura Banshee screeched. I agree. Dobi is nowhere else to go. Once we go there he'll come running back to us. Sasuke said arrogantly. That's not what I wanted to know. Shikamaru thought. If he doesn't come willingly, bring him back by force. But do not kill him. Tsunade said. Everyone nodded. I need to tell Danzo-sama about this. Sai thought. Alright, pack up for 2 months. It will take at least 1 month to get there and 1 month to at least try to convince him to come back. Jiraiya said. Everyone nodded and left. Yes. Naruto-kun, we'll be together like we were supposed to be. Hinata thought. Troublesome blonde. But things will be back to how they used to be. Shikamaru, Choji, Kiba, Neji thought. Yosh. My youthful rival, we will be able to meet again. Lee thought. That baka will come back once I show up. Ino and Sakura thought. I'm glad I don't have to go to the afterlife and get hell from Kushina. Jiraiya thought. Akatsuki. Leader Sana, we have the location of the Kyuubi. Said a hazy figure of white and black plant-like humanoid. Thank you, Zetsu. I want Itachi and Kisame to go after the Kyuubi Jinchuriki, bring him back alive so we don't lose the Biju. The leader of Akatsuki said. Hi. Both Itachi and Kisame said. Hey Zetsu, how did you find the Kyuubi's location? He disappeared from the world for 2 years. I doubt he would yell out where his position is. Kisame said. That right, the village fan girls were shouting it all over the village. Said Zetsu. Hey Itachi, are you sure you came from Konoha? The ninjas are just bad at keeping village secrets as the Hachibi Jinchuriki in Kumo. Kisame said. Konoha wasn't what it was before. Itachi said emotionlessly. You got that right. Kisame said. Enough Itachi. Kisame, you have your jobs. Sasori and Deidara watch the Aikibi. Kakuzu and Hidan bring more money for the organization. Zetsu keeps spying on the whereabouts of the Kyuubi. We will need all the information we can get. That is all. The leader said. Hi Leader Sama. Everyone shouted and the hologram figures disappeared. Tokyo, Japan. Aunt Ayano, I'm off to school. Yamato yelled. Yamato-kun, did you take your handkerchief? And button up your shirt. Ayano yelled at Yamato. Oni-chan, hurry up, Suzuka ne-chan already gone ahead. Miho shouted. Coming. Yamato said as he caught up with Miho and Suzuka. He looked around. Ne, where's Naruto-kun? I didn't see him at breakfast. Yamato asked. He's either walking around or went to set up his first day of school prank. Miho said. Oh no. Both Yamato and Suzuka thought scared they may be targeted. After hearing about his prank exploits, both Yamato and Suzuka did everything they could to not get on his bad side or irritate him. Later at school, so Yamato-san is in class C with me. Suzuka said. What is that a problem? Yamato yelled. No. Suzuka said, turning her head. You two are in class C. Same here. Yasunobu shouted. Where's Naruto-san's name? Yamato asked as he looked at the rooster and went wide-eyed. He's in the same class as us. Yamato said, which got Suzuka interested and happy, although she didn't know that. After the incident with the microwave and learning about Naruto's past, Suzuka was having weird feelings for him. But she would ignore them by saying she had to concentrate on high jumping. That's bad. He's going to prank all of us. Yasunobu said as all colors from his face vanished. He hasn't done anything. And I don't even see him here. So stop worrying. Yamato said. Later. Shopping. Yamato asked. My club activities are ending soon for today, so wait for me. Suzuka said. Why me? Yamato asked. The senpais in the club told me to buy a dozen drinks. But the one who was supposed to go with me isn't here. Don't tell me you have something to do. Suzuka said. Yeah, I kinda do. Lan-san invited me to his house to see Megaman and I was really hoping to see him. Besides, ask Naruto-san. Yamato said. I would, but I haven't seen him all day. Suzuka said. Isn't that him over there? Yamato said as he pointed in the entrance to their classroom. Naruto looked like he was tired and was ready to collapse any moment. Naruto-san, are you okay? Yamato asked as he ran up to Naruto. Naruto turned his head. Yeah, just peachy. Naruto said. You don't look so good. Suzuka said. Yeah, had a nightmare and was up all night. Naruto said. Oh, I think you should go. Suzuka wasn't able to finish. Hey, I heard what you were saying about buying drinks, right? I'll go with you. After school, right? Naruto said, changing the subject. Suzuka nodded and went to talk to some girls that were beside the classroom. Then I'll see you after school. Suzuka said. Okay. Come on Yamato, let's go unless you want to have the worst seats in the class. Naruto said as he went in. So are you ready to see something that will light up that depressed face yours? Naruto said to Yamato. You mean you already have the prank set up? Yamato asked, scared. Don't worry, the prank isn't aimed at you. It's mostly aimed at the teacher. All the teachers are all boring, so I decided to give them a makeover. Naruto said as he left to talk to Lan. Yamato was now sitting alone thinking about his surroundings. He realized that everyone in the class knew each other and had someone to talk to. Even Yasunobu was talking to people on the first day of school. Reality is harsh. Yamato thought. Why Yamato-kun? I didn't realize that we were in the same class. A girl with long black hair came up to Yamato. Who are you? Yamato asked. You don't remember? That's secret. I guess I haven't introduced myself. I'm Sakurai Hanoka. Hanoka said. At the door. I haven't discussed about the locations with Naruto-kun about where to meet me. Suzuka said as she looked for Naruto. Naruto was talking with Lan and seemed to be making jokes. Suzuka went to Naruto. Naruto-kun. Suzuka said. Hey Asahina-chan. What do you need? Naruto asked. I want to discuss where to meet me after school. Suzuka asked. Okay, so where? Naruto asked. Can you meet me in front of school? Suzuka asked. For you anything Asahina-chan. Naruto said, giving an eye smile that he looked in Yamato's direction. Hey Asahina-chan, do you know who that girl is that's talking with Yamato? Naruto asked. Suzuka looked. No, I've never seen her. Suzuka said. That's Hanoka Sakurai. We went to the same middle school together. She was even in our class. How can you forget her? Lan asked. Well, sorry, but she seems like the quiet type and oddly reminds me of my former stalker. So I guess that's why I can't remember her. Naruto said. Suzuka for some reason was angry that Naruto had a stalker. But then let it go, thinking it was just protecting Naruto. Yeah, it's a surprise that she's actually talking to him. Yasunobu said. Huh, Lan? Naruto and Suzuka asked. In middle school she never talked to boys. So seeing her talk to Yamato is actually a surprise. Yasunobu said. Alright everyone, sit down, the teacher said as he entered, but was hit with a pie. When he got the chunks of pie off him, he was about to demand who did that, but when he moved to his desk he felt a trip wire. He tripped and a bag fell on him. The teacher felt itchy and started to scratch all over his body. He ran out of the room screaming. Everyone was laughing. Even Suzuka. Yasunobu was laughing but was glad he wasn't at the receiving end of the prank. When a substitute sensei came, she looked around and asked if they knew who pulled the prank. Yasunobu was going to say it was Naruto, but Naruto focused his ki at Yasunobu and he kept quiet. Suzuka didn't answer because she needed him after school. Yamato was scared because he didn't want to be pranked for revenge. Lan didn't want to because he was also responsible. After school, Suzuka had finished her club activities and was outside in front of the school. She looked around for Naruto but he wasn't anywhere in sight. He must have left. Sigh. Looks like I have to go eek. Suzuka screamed when Naruto came out of nowhere. And he was laughing at her expression. Ha 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 ha, got you. Naruto said. That's not funny. How did you come out of nowhere? Suzuka yelled. I have my ways. Naruto said. Suzuka just puffed her cheeks. That's it. You're going to carry all drinks. Suzuka yelled. Naruto just grinned. Fine by me. Naruto said, laughing while walking with Suzuka to the supermarket. Those that have finished the first test, please get ready for the next one. Hurry, don't waste time. Sign up with 2 people to form a team, said a teacher with a megaphone. Hee hee, physical test. It's my turn to shine. Yamato yelled happily. Hemp, please. Besides, why are you so psyched? I thought you lived in a casual life. Yasunobu said. Hey, I can get fired up anytime I want. Also, my physical strength was the best during middle school. You scared now, are you? Yamato said, pointing his thumb at himself. Oh really? Whatever, I'm going to the jump over there since it's empty. Yasunobu said. Hey, the vertical jump is empty as well. Yamato yelled. What does it matter which one? Yasunobu said until he looked at the vertical jump direction and saw Suzuka pushing Hanoka's back. Oh, that's why. You are becoming a pervert, you know. Yasunobu smirked. I'm not, besides Naruto likes Suzuka. Yamato said. I wasn't talking about Suzuka, I was talking about Hanoka. She's cute, isn't she? Maybe she'll go out with me. Yasunobu said. No. Yamato yelled. Huh. Oh, you like her? Yasunobu said. No. I'm just protecting her from people like you. Damn, I wish Naruto-san was here. He would shut you up. Yamato yelled. Hee hee, whatever. But now that you mention Naruto, where is he? I didn't see him or Lan in class. Yasunobu said. Yeah. I didn't see him at breakfast today either. Wonder where he is. Yamato said. If you're talking about Naruto-kun and Lan-san, they are doing jobs for the teachers. Suzuka said as she came up to Yamato and Yasunobu and being followed by Hinoka. Did he get caught for his prank 2 days ago? Yamato asked. That's good. Yasunobu said. Why is that good? Yamato asked. Cause he deserves it for all the hell he caused and causes. Yasunobu said. Yamato was about to retort couldn't back Naruto up. Alright, let's go to the vertical jump and finish all these tests. Yasunobu said as they all agreed and went to the vertical jump. Alright, Suzuka-chan first. Yasunobu said. Suzuka nodded as she got in front of the board with the scale. She bent down to the box full of chalk dust and put her hand on it. She later got ready to jump and jumped. Hey, sit down. Yasunobu whispered to Yamato. Why? Yamato asked. Just do it. Yasunobu said, pulling Yamato down. When Yamato finally sat down, he realized why Yasunobu wanted to sit down. As he saw Suzuka jump, he saw her shirt go up a bit, allowing them to see her bra covered. See, sitting down and watching is better. Yanobu said as Yamato was blushing. Oh my god, Naruto is going to kill me. Yamato thought. That was amazing, Suzuka-chan. Hinoka yelled. Now it's Sakurai's turn. Suzuka said, coming back. Oh, I'm too embarrassed to go after you. Why don't you go next, Akatsuki-kun? Hinoka said. Me. Alright, watch carefully. Asahina-san is nothing. Yamato said confidently. Yasunobu and Hinoka were cheering for him. Confident, aren't you? Suzuka said, smiling. Watch the strength of middle school. No. 1. Yamato yelled as he jumped and reached 72.5 centimeters. See that? Yamato yelled back, only getting encouragement from Hinoka. While Yasunobu and Suzuka were looking at him like he was an idiot. Really, even Suzuka-chan got 84 centimeters. Seriously, where were you looking? Yasunobu said. I wasn't looking anywhere. Yamato yelled. Don't worry, maybe this is how good people are in the country. Yasunobu said, patting Yamato on the back. Hey, don't insult the countryside. Yamato yelled. Whatever, it's my turn. Yasunobu said as he jumped, reaching 84 centimeters, same as Suzuka. Yes, same as Suzuka-chan. Yasunobu cheered. Hey! Suzuka whined. That was amazing, Yasunobu-san. Honka cheered, then looked at a depressing Yamato. That's it, next one is the one I'm really good at. Yamato yelled. 45 minutes later. I couldn't beat Yasunobu at anything. Yamato said, depressed. Yo, how come you're aging so fast, Oji-san? Yasunobu joked. Well, who asked you to transfer to a school that has a reputation for its sports? Suzuka said coldly. That's enough, Oji-san is almost dead. Yasunobu said to Suzuka in a joking tone. By the way, I'm shocked at Yasunobu-san's score. You should join a club. Suzuka said, looking at Yasunobu's record. No way, impossible. Yasunobu said. Why is that? Suzuka asked. Because there are people that are better than me. All I'd be doing is make an embarrassment of myself. Yasunobu said. You're too busy chasing after girls. Yamato said. Shut up, Mr. Number 1 in from the countryside. Yasunobu said. Stop saying that. Yamato yelled. Next is the 50 meters sprinting. Do you have confidence in that, Yamato? Suzuka said. Not at all. Yamato said. You're giving up already? Hinoka asked. Why are getting less confidently by the minute? Yasunobu said. Yeah, what happened to the energetic boy that left this morning? Said a voice from behind. When they faced backwards, they saw Naruto and Lan. To be truthful, I was never confident in sprinting. Before 5th grade, one was always champion. Once I even entered a live broadcast track and field event. Since our middle school didn't have any track and field team, we just chose 4 random guys from class. And the result? Suzuka asked, curious. The laughing stock of the whole event. After that, I never entered another sprint competition. Yamato sighed. Oh, don't worry about that. I bet you'll do great. Naruto encouraged. Yeah, what Naruto-san said. Hinoka backed up Naruto. At the field. Just look at him, I can't bear to watch him. Suzuka said. Don't worry, just watch, Oji-san will do something amazing. Yasunobu said. Yeah, but his opponent is Kobayakawa. He was guaranteed a spot in this school because of his sprinting. Lan said. Ah, that just makes things more interesting. Yasunobu said. Get ready. The teacher said. As Yamato got into a rocket start. Yamato is a rocket starter? Suzuka asked.